All right, I haven't done one of these in a while. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris. This is my channel. We love comics, and as always, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this. I always ask people if you want a surprise subscriber shout out, just come on in. If you are watching this live, come into the chat room, say a couple of things, say hello, let your voice be heard. We always have friendly people here, and we would love you to join in. As usual, I never really know when I'm going to do a video, but when I do, I just put them right on, so I give a couple of seconds for people to see that I am doing a live show. So while I'm waiting for people to come in, I want to let everybody know that I am selling some of my comics. If you're interested in them, you can go click on the first link that you see in the live chat, or you can check in the description. I also have the cashback program where you can click on the link, again, either in the description or in the live chat, and you will get... if you spend $25 or more within the first 90 days, you will get a $10 additional cash back. It works on more than just comics. And if you click on it, sign up, and you do spend the $25 or more, I get a one-time referral fee, so it definitely does help. So, Jerry, welcome. And another announcement I want to make today that I just found out, if you are looking to purchase anything on eBay, until now through the 19th, so a couple of days, eBay is doing 10% on the eBay bucks. So it's usually 1%, so that's a big jump. So if you spend $100, instead of getting $1, you get $10. So please sign up for that if you haven't done it. It's only for the continental United States and I believe also Canada. So if you haven't signed up for it, check it out. And if you don't know what it is, I have a couple of videos about it. But eBay is doing until the 19th, and that's a purchase of anything. So 10% eBay bucks on that, so I wanted to mention that before we start. So I see enough people coming in. So Jerry P, welcome. You're first. Moon Knight. John is here. Ruben's here. Horror Breakdown. Michael is here. Tracy is here. Ben is here. James is here. Let me put on the video camera. I have 11 comics. Each one is a key issue. And of course, as always, I always mention the prices, so this way you can get a general idea of what to get. Some of these are low grade, but that's okay. You guys know me. Low grade is better than no grade. It always depends on the price that you pay. And wait until the end, because I always do a surprise subscriber shout out. So if any of you enjoy this video enough to give it a thumbs up, I always appreciate it. So here we go. The first one is pretty trash. Somebody basically loved the living daylights out of this, wrote all over it, but I don't care. This is a key issue. This is Flash number 139. If you look, somebody was obsessively writing their name all in Flash. You could see there is some color breaks right there in the center. There's a bunch of color break increases, a couple more bits of writing. So this is probably a 1.0 to a 2.0 at best. There is multiple stress lines. But this is the first appearance of Reverse Flash, or Professor Zoom. So... this is a fairly key issue for Flash comics. I have a couple of other ones, so I didn't care, but even lower grade, this is worth it. I only paid $65 for it, which includes shipping and handling, so I figured for that price, what the heck. This is a book I would definitely recommend people getting. This is The Power of Warlock, issue number 1. This is the origin of Warlock. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it's not guaranteed, but they have been hinting since the second movie that he will be showing up in the MCU, and even if he doesn't end up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think it's just a matter of time before he is introduced. I mean, they wouldn't do that cocoon at the end for nothing, in my opinion, but of course that can change. Paid $43.95 for this book, probably about a 5.5 to a 6.0. Couple little color breaks right here, but overall presents pretty well. Not bad for those. This is a book I just picked up recently, and it shows you could still find deals on these books. This is a book years ago I was telling people to get, and I paid pretty much the same price what I would have bought a couple years ago for this book. Of course, this is She-Hulk number 1. This is the first appearance of She-Hulk. She has her own TV show, and there are rumors that she will eventually be taking over from Mark Ruffalo's Hulk in the movies. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen. Remember, nothing's guaranteed, so, you know, take some of the rumors with grains of salt, and just be careful what you spend your money on, because nothing's guaranteed. But for the price I paid for this, I mean, this is probably a... It needs a pressing. It's got some non-color break increases and some dents, but pressing could fix that. I'd probably say this is about a 7.5 to an 8.0 range, but I only paid with shipping and handling $39. So for that, I mean, I have several copies of that book, including a 9.8, but anytime I can get it for that price, I'll get them, because I think that one has potential. All right, another key issue. This one has a little bit of a stain right here. This is All-Star Comics Super Squad. Well, All-Star Comics Presents. This is number 58. This is the first appearance of Power Girl. So, minor key on this one, but it's a book I've wanted, but it's been pretty expensive. Again, there's, because of that stain over here, that's going to lower it to about a 3.5 to a 4.0. But I paid $45.98 for the book. So for the price, I think it's pretty decent. Alright, so now we start getting into some of the better books. This one, I didn't know anything about. For some reason, when I see these older books, I love to get these. This is Life with Archie, issue number 1. This was from 1958. Now this one, as you can see here, it looks like a rodent or a bug got to it, so the corner is completely gone. So that's going to make this book probably a 2.0. It does have somebody's writing right there. I seriously doubt that was the artist that did that. But it's a 10-cent issue. It does have a little bit of a rolled spine, but that could be pressed. But this is a book I probably wouldn't press. But considering this is a number 1, I only paid with shipping and handling $29.39. So to get this book for under $30 for a book from 1958, I thought it was worth the chance. And again, lower grade, but low grade's better than no grade, at least in my opinion. Alright, next up I have several of these, but if I see decent prices, I am going to pick them up. This is probably a good time to get this, because when Captain America left after the ending of Endgame, I mean, who knows if they ever bring back another Captain America. I would say eventually they will, but definitely not right away. Prices on these have gone down a little bit, and in my opinion, that is a buying opportunity. Key issues for Silver Age books, and even Bronze Age, and definitely Golden Age books, they may see dips from time to time, but they're definitely not going to end up in the dollar bin. This one has a date stamp, which I don't care about. A couple of minor little color breaks in the corner. It's not completely white, it's a little dirty, but that can be cleaned. But this is where Captain America starts his own series. It used to be Tales of Suspense 99, and then instead of doing Tales of Suspense 100 or Captain America number 1, they just changed it to Captain America number 100. So this is his first solo series. I paid with shipping and handling $94. It's probably a 4.0 to a 5.0 range. As you can see, the cover looks pretty darn good. And to me, for under $100, sounds good to me. Alright, I have all of these. This is one. If I see a decent price, I'm going to pick it up. This is definitely a book I highly recommend you get if you can't afford, especially the first two. This is Fantastic Four number 50. I had one of these in really high grade when I was younger, but this is one of the books out of a lot of them that got stolen from me. But this is the trilogy of the... So this is the third appearance of Silver Surfer and Galactus. This is definitely a book worth getting. Obviously 48 and 49 are getting pretty expensive right now, so if you want to have the trifecta, this is definitely a book to get. Only paid $71.50 for this book. Again, mid-grade. It's got a lot of color break increases along the spine, which is pretty much to be expected for books that age, because people read them instead of just collecting them. So to me, it just makes them look more authentic. This is a book, for some reason, I keep getting deals. I don't know how, but this is like my 4th or 5th copy of this book, and I see these all the time, and I get such deals in these, I cannot complain about this. That is Amazing Spider-Man number 50, which is the first appearance of Kingpin. And Comic Mag Musings, or Mussings, forgive me if I mispronounced that, just did a super chat. Thank you for that. That's very nice of you. He says he's a longtime fan. I appreciate that. That means a lot when people enjoy my content, so thank you for that. And Rand says, sorry I'm late. Don't be sorry, you're here. That's all that matters, so welcome. But this is the first appearance of Kingpin. John Romita Sr. cover. Love this cover. I mean, it's mostly red, but just a beautiful, iconic cover, in my opinion. And, I mean, with the first appearance of Kingpin, how can you go wrong? This is probably between a 4.0 and a 5.0. It's got some dents along here. Some of them are non-color breaking, so a pressing could help that. Same thing in the corner here. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a lot of that dent is non-color breaking. And a little tiny chip missing right there, but that's not anything major. But I only paid, with shipping and handling, $135. So that's a really good deal in my opinion, and this book I will eventually get graded. But I find these all the time. That's one of the more expensive ones. I've picked some up for 50 bucks. Alright, this one would have been higher in this, because as you can see, they get better as they go. But this one was reglossed. I knew that when I got it. So it is a restored book. I don't know what somebody was thinking when they did this. But still, for this book, I cannot complain. We have Fantastic Four number 48. That is the first appearance of Silver Surfer. Full first appearance. And the cameo of Galactus. So I guess they laminated it or did something. Looks like some kind of polish or something over the cover to regloss it. It's definitely very amateurish. So that will be a restored book. It seems a little thin, so I'm going to go through this book, because if there are pages missing, this will be returned. Now, I did know this was reglossed. To me, for the price I paid, I mean, I might have overpaid, I don't know, for the time being, but once they announce Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four, I'm sure even books like this will be desirable, because eventually the other books are just going to be way too expensive. And I sold my Amazing Spider-Man 14, and it was restored. So if somebody wants something and they can get a book that's a little bit cheaper, it might be worth to get. So I paid about what the 0.5, a little bit below what the 0.5 going rate is for this book. And of course that is graded, but I might get this graded, I don't know, I'll have to see. But I paid $429 for this book. So let me know in the comment section if that's a book you would get for that price. Like I said, I'm looking towards the future. You can't always go based on now, because once they do a Fantastic Four movie and once they introduce either Galactus or Silver Surfer, you know, this book's just, even this will go up and people may desire it. Alright, so we got two more books. This one is my third copy. This is absolutely a book. The last two are books I absolutely recommend. I think these are definitely underrated books in my opinion. Especially when you can't get the first full appearances of these. This is Fantastic Four number 6. This is a highly recommended book. This one, in my opinion, is going to go up and up and up, because this is the second appearance of Doctor Doom, because his first appearance was Fantastic Four number 5. So the very next issue he's in here. It's the second Silver Age appearance of Submariner. Now, there's rumors about Submariner being in movies or not. It's complicated because, you know, the rights that are owned by a couple of different companies, so it does make it complicated. But when you have Disney's money, you can uncomplicate things if enough money goes around. So who knows if he's going to be in the Black Panther movie like they rumored. But even still, with Doctor Doom and an early Fantastic Four book, this is definitely underrated, because once Fantastic Four 5 gets out of hand, and price-wise, even a 2.0 right now is going for about $2,400 of Fantastic Four number 5, people will go after this. But there is another significance. This is also the first Marvel villain team-up. So it's the second appearance of Doctor Doom, second Silver Age appearance of the Silver Age Submariner, and the first, basically, evil duo in Marvel Comics. So it's the first villain team-up. So this is definitely a good book. I paid really low price for this, considering it does have a tear that goes from here all the way across. It's hard to see it, but the cover isn't missing. It stops around the mid part of the end, but it does go all the way across. So that'll probably make this book, because of that rip, probably in the 2.5 to 3.5 range. Everything else looks pretty decent. There's a tiny piece of the corner missing. Again, not major, and that would be fine with the grade that I'm saying it would be. But even in that grade, this is going to be, especially once they announce either Doctor Doom or Submariner or both, I would love both, or just the Fantastic Four in general, this book is going to go up in my opinion. So definitely get this book if you can get your hands on it. I only paid $254.95 for this book. Worth getting in my opinion. Alright, last but not least, we got the book that I think is one of the more undervalued books, in my opinion, Marvel-wise. Daredevil #1 is, in my opinion, the most undervalued book out there, considering it's the first appearance of a pretty major character who really did good in the Netflix show, and I know they'll bring him back, and hopefully they'll use the same actor, but we'll see. But this is probably the second most undervalued book. It's a Marvel book, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you appreciate these videos. But in my opinion, this is a book you gotta get. This is probably my 6th or 7th copy of this book. This is in pretty high grade. They said 7.5 to 8.5 range. I think it's more between 7 and 7.5. It does have some non-color breaking dents in it. There is a little bit of a color breaking crease right there, but it doesn't go all the way across. And there's a little tiny one at the bottom. Let's see if you could see that. But that doesn't go very far. I did open this book up. It does have the Marvel stamp. That is very important. Make sure it has the Marvel stamp. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my playlist under tips and advice. I have a video that teaches all about what Marvel stamps are. If you don't have that little Marvel stamp, this will come back qualified. It will be a green label, and it will be worth a lot less. But Natasha's right. This is the first cameo appearance of Wolverine. He's on the last page of this book. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they cast, whatever actor is going to play Wolverine. I can pretty much rest assure you it's going to be probably either an unknown or somebody that's really young, or probably both, because they want somebody that can carry this on for probably another decade. So somebody like Keanu Reeves is never going to be Wolverine. So despite what they said, it's not impossible, but it's probably a 0.001% chance he becomes Wolverine, because he's not going to be playing it for another 15 years. But this book is, I mean, obviously you want Hulk 181, but that is getting so expensive, and once they do the announcements, you know what's going to happen to books like that, and like this. So once people can no longer afford even a 0.5 of that book, and it starts getting into Amazing Fantasy 15 levels of today, and that could happen in the next decade, people are going to go after the next best thing, because technically, 180 came before 181, and this is his technical first appearance. I mean, it is his actual first appearance. It's just in a cameo. So everybody wants 181, but they're going to gravitate towards this one right after that. So this book looks pretty darn clean. I did check the back. I took it out because I wanted to make sure with the bag and board. It does have a little bit of dirt, but that could be cleaned. Other than those two lines, I mean, maybe it could hit an 8, but I'm just trying to be on the lower side, because if I'm wrong, I want to be wrong on the lower end. Corners look pretty good. Where I see the little dirt, there's a little bit over here. It's going to be hard to see, not much of it. Back looks pretty white. There is a little foxing on one or two little spots, and I only see 1, 2, 3, 4 minor color breaking creases that aren't even a quarter of, they're probably an eighth of an inch at most. So yeah, 7.5 to 8.0 would not be out of the realm of possibility with this book. But this book, get it while you can. With shipping and handling, I paid $406.45. It's the most I've spent on this book, but again, I'm looking towards the future. That book, I paid under what it's worth, especially in that grade. In that grade, that's probably about a $700-800 book as of now, and that's just going to keep going up. I mean, that's why I tell people all the time about certain books. Like, with the acquisition of the Fox projects over to Disney, this is probably the best chance of a guarantee of books going up than any other time in comic history since the days when you were buying Action Comics #1 for 10 cents. So get these books while you can. Anything Fantastic Four, anything X-Men, anything Wolverine, even the things like the She-Hulk. Stick with the Bronze Age books, Silver Age books, and Golden Age books, and you're going to be pretty much very happy. Always ask for deals. Wait for deals. Don't just buy the first one you see. And the Grail that I was talking about that I was supposed to have arrive on Saturday has not arrived yet. It's been stuck somewhere in Florida for the past 2 days. And I guess because of the Christmas holidays, things are delayed. So hoping nothing happens to the box. I'd be really disappointed, but I don't think it will. Jason said, do I collect modern books? Not really anymore. I mean, I'll collect the Batman Adventure 12s and the New Mutants 98s if I can find some good deals. But the way they're destroying it, I mean, I lived through the crash of the 90s. And they're pretty much, when it comes to new books, pretty much following the same suit of what happened back then. Doing way too many variants, too many special issues, starting to overprint. They're doing #1s over and over again, and people are starting to get tired of it. And eventually that's going to cause a crash. The only thing keeping that from happening is basically the movies doing so well. And that's why I've stated in the past, and I'm sticking with it, when Marvel and Disney make 3 bad movies in a row, get out. Now, of course, eventually they're going to have one movie that's bad. You can't just do great movies forever. I mean, they could, but one, I'll think of, it's just a fluke. 2 in a row, then I get concerned. But if I see 3 bad... Now, I'm not talking financially bad. I'm talking like a bad movie, like nobody wanted to watch it, which would probably affect it. Because, like Thor the Dark World made a lot of money, but that's not a great movie. So if they do 3 really bad movies in a row and it starts turning people off and they start walking away, that's the time where you could sell a lot of your books if you're looking for, a way to get the books back for cheaper. Sell them. Wait until everybody does what they usually do, which is panic sell and follow what everybody else does, and the prices and values of the books go lower and lower and lower, and then you can pretty much buy them back and have plenty of money left to buy a lot more books. So I don't see that happening probably for at least another 5 to 10 years, but you never know what can happen. So I don't really collect new books anymore. Every now and then if I see something, I'll pick it up, but it's just I see too many of them, what I call the flavor of the month. They'll be great for a month or 2, maybe 3 to 6 months, and then they just fall off the face of the earth, and people just lose money again and again. And if people keep losing money on these books, they're going to walk away, and that's less revenue for the comic companies, less books start coming out, less interest, and that's when the fall starts. So again, that's a long way to go, but that's my opinion. If you love new books, that's great. The good thing is, if I don't love new books, that's one less person competing with you to pay for a book that you wanted. So there really is no wrong way. Scott asks, how do I get them so cheap? Well, I have eBay tip videos that show you how to do it. I get cheap books all the time because, number one, I'm not afraid to ask for deals. Even if it does not say best offer. If there's a book I want and I think the price is good, but I could do better, I'll message them and say, let's say a book's $400. And I've done this before. Say, would a offer of $200 get me this book? Some will say no, some will not respond, some will make a counter offer, and some will say yes. As a matter of fact, I had one person do that today. I got a killing of 6 graded books that one of them is a modern key book, graded 9.6. First appearance of a major DC character. I'll leave that up to you. And then 5 other books. 2 of them 9.8s from CGC. So you can ask for deals, best offers, take a chance on some. If you don't get the price that you want, even if it's a book you want and you love, pass it and wait for the next opportunity. And I'll tell you, I missed an opportunity today. I literally saw a book, and by the time I wanted to verify the price, somebody already bought it. There was a CBCS Fantastic Four number 48, 5.0. They were selling it for $450. That's a $1,200 book. As I went to go hit the buy it now, somebody already bought it. So sometimes you got to be really quick. So I give my advice and everything, and you should check it out. Go to my playlist, look under tips and advice. I got a lot of videos to help everybody out. So I was really disappointed in that. I mean, that's a $1,200 book for $450. I would have loved it. But sometimes, you're going to miss out on opportunities. I got a couple of other opportunities today. Nothing close to that, but I still made some decent deals. So don't give up, and remember, it's fun. If you miss an opportunity, there'll be more. Trust me. If it's a key book, There will be other people selling it. And sometimes you'll get people who maybe just need the money or just don't care, or maybe they looked in their grandmother's basement and found it, and they said, wow, I just made $100 on a book where I would have made nothing, and you could have gotten a steal. So, you know, take the chances and don't be afraid to ask, but you got to be patient. There are books that I've wanted for years, like the key issue that I'm going to be getting hopefully sometime this week. I'm supposed to be here on Saturday. I've been trying to get that book for 2 years. It was really expensive. The price is going down a little bit. I made a best offer, even though it did not have an offer. I saved $350 by making the deal happen. And it was a book I was, like I said, waiting about 2 years to get. So sometimes you got to be patient. If you can't be patient, you're going to overspend, and then you're going to regret it, especially if the price dips a little bit. And I also make sure when I buy books, I want books that are going to be on the rise, not books that are at their peak ready to fall, because nobody wants to invest in something when it's at its peak. So like, for example, in the stock market, when they talk about the Dow Jones being at all-time highs, that's the worst time to be buying, because at some point that all-time high will be the peak, and then it will drop. Because in any natural investments, you have peaks and valleys, ups and downs. That's healthy in the market. If it goes in one direction nonstop, that's bad. So you got to go with getting rid of emotion. You got to think logically. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to be quick, and you got to be patient. And if you could do all those things and still have fun doing it, then you're going to succeed a lot of times. And even if you fail 99 out of 100, if you succeed that one time, well, do you really think you're going to care about the 99 times you failed when you got the one you wanted? That's like going on 100 dates. 99 of the girls or guys that you dated just didn't work out. But then you've met the one that you married and spent the rest of your life with. You really think you're going to care about the other 99? So focus on the positive, not the repeated negativity. You create how you live. So if you want to be negative, don't be surprised. The world hands you things to be negative about. Change your way of thinking and things will be better. And that's why you can see with my life, I mean, I basically lost my house in New York. We lost one of our cats. My wife could not find a job here until just recently. I had to pay all the bills when I thought I was only going to pay half. I lost all my jobs in New York and everything. I had a lot of situations happen. I could have given up. I could have been depressed. I could have put a gun to my head or something. But no, I figured I'd keep working at it, keep doing the right thing, keep being positive, doing the best that I can with what I have, and things will turn around, and that's exactly what's happening now. So that's why I'm able to get some of these books and everything, because now I can ease up because I'm not paying as much bills. And oh, by the way, speaking of bills, it ended up when we took our new cat that we took in, Buddy, it ended up he didn't have fleas, but he did have some ear mites. So I'd rather have that than the fleas, because fleas can go all over the house. So they gave him medicine and everything. They said it should basically fix that problem. I mean, they said that's normal for an outside cat to get. So he hasn't been scratching as much, so I think it did the job. But let me do today's surprise subscriber shout out, because I could see as the numbers dwindle down, most people don't care, and that's okay. But the ones that are still here, I really appreciate it. And please, if you can hit the thumbs up and you can share the links that I post, it really means a lot. It helps my channel, and I need all the help I can get. But Aaron1176, you are today's surprise subscriber shout out. I want to thank you all for checking this out. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about the comics I got. Would you have bought them? Do you think I was crazy for getting things like the Fantastic Four number 48 that was re-glossed? Let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll have another video soon. As you can see, I'm starting to get back into something more regular. So hit the notification button. Check my channel from time to time, because I will promise you to at least do a video once a week, and I'll probably do a lot more than that. But at least once a week, guaranteed, unless something bad happens. And if it does, I'll try and inform you, because like you saw, when I was in the hospital, I made videos in the hospital. So I want to make sure people are updated, because you guys mean a lot. So thanks a lot, everybody. And don't forget, it is not you, it is not I, it's We Love Comics. I'll see you later. Have a great night.